Hey everyone, this is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to edit this photo using the brand new Photoshop collection from Sleeklens.com, and that is the Autumn Pumpkin Glaze Overlay and Action Collection. So this new action includes a bunch of cool stuff. It includes overlays, brushes, and of course actions that you can apply to your photo. So I'm going to show you how to edit this photo using all of that fun stuff. And so let's go and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is open my actions window. So I'm going to go to Window, Actions, and I already have all of the Sleeklens Autumn Pumpkin Glaze Photoshop actions installed, so I got them all right here, and I can just scroll down and look at all the fun stuff that I can do to this photo. But the first thing I'm going to do is just to kind of bring out more detail in the shadows and bring down the highlights a little bit. I'm actually going to apply the high dynamic range Photoshop action. So I'm just going to go and highlight that and click play. All right, and so here we have our final photo right here with the action applied, and it gives us a message to reduce the effect. All you got to do is reduce the opacity of the layer. So I'm going to click continue, and I do think this is a little bit too much for what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and back the opacity down to probably around 59 or so, 59, 60, somewhere around there. So this is what we started out with, and this is what we have with just that one click. We have more detail in the shadows, highlights, we can actually see a little more detail in the clouds. So that's kind of what I'm going for. All right, so the next one we're going to do is play around with the colors, and the main thing I want to do is kind of enhance a little bit of the yellows and the oranges to just pump them up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and click Tone, Autumn Transformation number 1, Intense Red. So I'm going to click the play button, and it's going to say to reduce the effect, which we will. I'm going to reduce the effect just to decrease the opacity of the layers. So I'm going to click continue, and it is a little too much, so I'm going to back it down roughly around the same amount I did for the HDR layer. And I'm just going to back it around to 60, 61, somewhere around there. So I like the way that looks. Toggle it off and on, and you can see the transformation that it did. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a vignette to the photo. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here, and I'm going to choose Brown Vignette. And I'm just going to click the play button, and it just adds a small vignette, nothing crazy. I don't want to make it too harsh, but you just adds a little more vignette, draws your eye kind of in the center, which is kind of what you want the vignette to do. And so the next two things I'm going to apply to this photo are actually overlays. And so when you download the preset, when you purchase the preset and you download it, you get an overlays folder. And that will include a couple overlays that are really awesome to use: birds, color filters, leaves, light, rain, and skies. So I'm actually going to apply some birds. I want some birds over here right above this building. So I'm going to click the birds folder here, and you can see the first one has a JPEG that I'm going to apply to the photo, and you can see it kind of just looks like the birds are kind of, scattered around this whole center area. So that's the one I'm going to apply. So I'm just going to drag it onto the photo, and you can see we have a white box here. We're going to take care of that in just a second, but I do want to scale the birds down just a little bit. I don't want them to be too large in the photo. Let me just take away my actions window. Don't want them to be too large, so I'm going to kind of place them roughly there. Click enter. And then I'm going to change the blending mode to remove all the white. The best blending mode to use mainly for that is the multiply blending mode. So I'm going to click that, and you can see it removes all the white in the photo, and you just left with the black portions of the photo, which are the birds. So now I can move these around freely. I can place them anywhere I want to go. Maybe I do want them over here. Who knows? But I want to put them right here. And you can see we have a couple birds that are in this building area right here. If we want those, that's cool. We'll just leave it the way it is. But if we don't want them, we can apply a layer mask, take our brush and change the color of our brush to black, make sure it's set to black, and we can just erase those away just like that. All right, so we got our birds in our photo. It looks pretty good. I like the way it's kind of blending in together. And the last thing I want to do is add a kind of a lighting effect. Just kind of want to mimic like the sun was over here, just to make it, a nice little interest in the photo. So I'm going to open my overlays again. I'm going to go back to the light overlays. And I'm going to choose the light overlay 9, which is this one right here. It's got a kind of a warm color to it. So now I'm going to drag that in the photo as well. And I don't want it to be a perfect circle because, if you want it to kind of mimic the sun is not always in a perfect exact circle. So I'm just going to kind of squish it down a little bit. And I'm going to decrease the size right around there. Click enter. And now to get rid of the black in the photos, we don't use the multiply blending mode, we use the screen blending mode. When we do that, all the black goes away from the photo. So now we have this little light burst here that we can apply anywhere to our photo. So I'm just gonna take the transform, enlarge it just a little bit more, and let's place it right there. Let's move it over actually, right there. I kind of like the way that looks. It's not too in your face, but it's there. So if we want to back it down a little bit, like most of the other adjustments, we can take the opacity and back that down. If we look at it for a while and we don't like it, we can always move it over. It can go anywhere in the photo just because we removed all the black in the photo. So I'm just going to leave it right there. So that is our after photo. So let's go ahead and remove all of the effects that we've done. This was our before. It was an okay photo, but it definitely needed some editing done to it. So, and these are the transitions and the transformations that we've done to the photo. And this looks really awesome. It definitely gives you that fall feel, and that's kind of what we're going for. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick tutorial on the Autumn Pumpkin Glaze overlay and action collections from Sleeklens.com. This has been Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and I'll see you in the next video.